There is no such thing as a biblical worldview. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I am a deep skeptic, also a pastor. The Bible is an ancient spiritual text that was written, minimum 2,000-ish years ago to a culture that ultimately doesn't exist in the same form anymore, in a place that for most of the people who follow my account is on the other side of the world. It was written in ancient languages that those forms of the languages don't even exist anymore. Not to mention the number of actual people who wrote it and then copied it and then revised it all over time, combining multiple different stories and different streams and traditions all into what we now have printed in an actual Bible. All of that means that the Bible isn't one thing. It doesn't say one thing. In fact, it contradicts itself. And anyone who claims to have a biblical worldview or to say, I just believe the Bible, is actually saying, I am saying my way of reading and interpreting and understanding the text is the only valid one, when there are many ways to read and understand and interpret the text. Why is that? See the beginning of this video. So it means that there's the Bible and there's your worldview, and your worldview might be informed by a specific way that you read the Bible, but there is not a biblical worldview. There is not a single thing. The academic way of saying that is the Bible is not univocal. It has lots of voices, lots of perspectives, and those perspectives play against each other, argue with each other, conflict with each other, all of that. And so when you hear someone claiming to have a biblical worldview or asking you to have a biblical worldview, beware, because what they're doing is they're trying to take all of the diversity of thought, all of the diversity of voices, all of the different perspectives in the Bible and limit them down to their perspective, and wants to argue that you should have only their perspective, not because it's just their perspective, but because their perspective just happens to be God's perspective. Which means you have to reject the fundamental principle underlying even the term biblical worldview before you even begin a discussion. Because that is them changing the goalposts, putting you on a different playing field and asking you to argue in their little universe. And that universe is not the universe anybody lives in except for them.